1. Let me say that for you. That's the 3, 2, 1 countdown. And welcome to Box Office Banter as Josh flexes as I come through with the perplexes and Tyler comes through with the erections and Rodney comes through with the reflections because he's always reflecting on life.
Tyler, you know you just draw it to you because you hate it so much.
I don't.
So we always throw
I'm just hey, I'm a rapper.
What?
What can I say? And perplexes didn't work right there. Like, this perplexes me, but I come through with the perplexes. That's, yeah, whatever. Did I say welcome to Box Office Banter yet? Episode number what, guys?
39.
We have Banner Buddy.
35. We already revealed the Banner Buddy. It's Jacob on the Crow. Remember we did it a couple
Where the
days
fuck were you?
earlier
Oh, you
for
were
his
on the
shit.
couch, weren't you?
Hells yeah, bitch. We are doing Dumb and Dumber, and that's probably what we're going to be on this
Fuck yes,
podcast because
dude.
we're feeling stupid as hell. Oh, this movie.
Dude, fucking love this movie.
Let me tell you this much. It didn't take long to get dumb. Like,
yeah.
That's a nice accent you have there. New Jersey, Austria. Good day, mate. Yeah, that hopped off real quick.
Why are you going to the airport? Flying somewhere?
At first, I thought you were
How
asking.
did you guess?
I swear to your luggage. I thought you were at, for some reason, you're like, why are you going to the airport? Like, why are you going to the airport scene? I'm like, I was literally like, it is literally the first fucking opening scene. Like, you can't go anywhere else. It's the very beginning, dude. And, dude, classic drive the limo and pose as the guy in the back seat trick. And we've all done that before, right?
Yep. Every
Oh.
limo I drive, I hop in the back.
100%, dude.
My dad drives a limo. I don't know if y'all knew that.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
No, I'm 100% serious.
I was waiting for you, like, I'm 100% joking. I had
I'm
no
dead
idea.
ass serious.
I didn't know your dad was, like, working and shit.
I didn't know your dad could hold a job.
Not like
His
that.
buddy started a limo company.
His
so,
dad
like,
is
Where in
he's
Louisville?
a character, bro.
Who do they drive in limos? Like kids on prom night?
whoever books a limo.
So,
I
like,
mean, they
see,
don't discriminate.
how many people are really like booking a limo in Louisville often every night?
They're getting business.
Will you
That's
take me to
crazy.
work every morning?
If you pay them.
That'd be cool.
Does he pull the Lloyd where he goes to the back and hits on women that he thinks are from New
I'm not
Jersey and
there.
then mistakes them for Australia? You don't ride in the back? What
I'm
the
not
fuck,
there with him.
dude? I thought you and your dad were like this, son. Let's talk about the dog van. The sheepdog that they're driving.
Would you all drive that?
I would
Yes.
so drive that. I mean, dude, that company really goes overboard, does it not?
That van the whole time made me think of Rodney. Like I could 100%
Yes.
picture him driving that as
with
his
the music
everyday
playing,
fucking
that
car.
would be the music he'd be listening to.
I would
too.
drive it.
It fits Rodney
I'll
perfectly.
tell you though, but do they not go over the top? The whole vehicle is decked out in sheepdog. The outfit he's wearing, like a dog outfit. Like, can you imagine being at that job? Like, do I really got to dress up like this? Do I really have to drive this? Like, of course I do.
He stops
I'm
and
driving
gets
this
all
every
the
day.
dogs' food.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say, dude.
Calling
Those,
them.
yeah, for somebody that's fucking broke, these dogs are fed better than me, dude.
And then
Foot
the
long,
fucking and the
who's got
chihuahua.
the foot long?
Nice try.
Dude, it's so fucking great, dude. Like, what is this dude doing? These motherfuckers off the rails. You
Yeah,
have a
that van
comment
was
on
so
the
decked
footlong
out.
guys?
Even that cop was like, "Do you know what kind of car they was driving?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's an '87
Sheepdog.
Sheepdog."
Dude, and I kind of comment on this before, dude. The soundtrack /
Beautiful.
yes, even score is low key fucking amazing in this movie. This is low key one of my favorite soundtracks, I think. Like, even the songs I don't like, I'm like, holy shit, does this not just fit perfect? Gotta love Dumb and Dumber for that, dude.
I love Dumb and Dumber.
And then seeing Lynn Shay when they pull up. Lynn Shay is horror royalty. She was like in Insidious 3.
Oh,
She was
yeah.
in
I know who you're talking about now.
yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, dude. She was the teacher in the class. And fun fact, Robert Shay is her brother, and he's the person that kind of like founded New Line Cinema, which is the house that Freddie built. So always I got to call out the horror, cameo. So I was cool. I like seeing Lynn Shay in this after, Harry dropped off the sheepdog and all the dogs that were covered in mustard and what have
Right
you.
after he said something about they're ready to go or whatever. He stands
Yeah.
by it.
Yeah.
He opens the back and they're drenched in mustard.
Yeah, maybe run a comb through him on second thought.
It'll help.
Dude, I love how Harry and Lloyd show up at the exact same time at their place. There's something about that, just the way they're just he shows up in his sheepdog, and Lloyd's coming out of that. They're both like heads down, and you're just like, damn, dude, these dudes go through it all the time, don't they?
And they just went about it like it was like
Natural.
every day they show up at the exact same time.
Oh
They
my
both
God.
got fired from their jobs on the same day.
You get fired. It seems like this happens all the time too, mind you. And dude, they do such a fucking great job at just showing exactly who these two people are without giving you much at all. Like, it's just like those precious seconds. They don't let them go to waste. You know exactly who Harry and Lloyd are, not just as individuals, but who they are as friends in the blink of an eye. Like, it's always great when a movie can pull that kind of thing off, where they don't drape on it for too long or harp on it for too long, where you're like, dude, come on, let's move this along. But they also don't skim over the details. It's just natural, and it just works.
And one scene I liked, we kind of hit on but didn't talk about this actual point. When Lloyd's driving Mary to the airport, he starts talking about how you're more likely to die on like the flight than on the
way.
drive.
Yeah,
As he's turned around, not looking at the road, runs a red light. I thought that was
Explosion, a gas truck.
Yeah,
And she's freaking the fuck
she's
out.
even like, turn around. Yeah, and he's even like, yeah, probably a good idea. A lot of crazy drivers out there, or whatever he says. That shit's fucking
And
phenomenal.
then the creepy hug at the airport too.
yeah.
He's like
hug.
He just holds his arms
his
out.
look with that chipped ass tooth too. You're just
Yeah, that
like
cracks
Jamie
me up.
was even like, God, that's just creepy. And I'm like, oh yeah, that don't look good at all.
I hate goodbyes.
And then he runs into
Parked car.
a part.
Oh my god! Goodbye, my love. This racist and shit. He fucking slides in, dude. Takes that fucking briefcase,
And that's
right
where you
out from
meet
underneath him.
the antagonist of the film.
Yeah, the gas company.
The
Actually, I
gas
think they were a
man.
gas company too. Speaking of that, it ties in
yeah.
from Monday Mayhem.
Huh?
That's what he said when they knocked on the door. He was like, "I think it's the gas." Or,
Right.
Do you forget
Yeah.
to
But
pay
no,
the
but that's
goons?
one of the things though, is like they're portrayed as like real good killers when
Yeah.
they're honestly nothing at all.
No.
Like the gas thing, he's like, how did you know I have gas? She's like, they're good. They're
What's-
that
Yeah.
good.
They're
What's
following
funny about that is like they knock and like Lloyd looks out there, and he thinks the guys with guns are the gas company.
It's like one's got a gun.
One's got a
Did you
gun.
pay the bill? He's like, oh no. Even as I look like, fuck, you're right. And we didn't even touch on, they're like, don't worry, I'm a limo driver.
Yeah.
And dude, that dude just casually walks up and watches them fall off. If that happened to me, I'd be frozen in place like, hold on, what?
Well, he said he's done it multiple times. He's like, I fell off the tarmac again.
Yeah, and that
Oh,
was
yeah.
great. And even Harry's like, and dude, them talking to each other just cracks me the fuck up, dude. All the shit they've been through, of course, talking about the worm farm and all that.
They got
Fucking
the worms in their apartment.
Lloyd, dude, going with the fucking. He's got that hat on that's like ridiculously big. Gets robbed by the old
yeah.
lady.
Is that the sombrero? or
Where
whatever?
Harry said, "We got
Yeah.
limited money.
Yeah.
Like, watch what you buy."
He got fireworks and like wine and
Yeah.
all sorts
The
of
Doug Dimmadome fucking cowboy hat. Or
What's he say?
whatever.
The old lady. It's like, I guess it's true what they say about the elderly. Although old, can be proven to
Dangerous
be really
behind the wheel.
resourceful or something like that.
Although old and dangerous behind the wheel can serve a purpose
Yeah,
or something like that.
Something like that.
But then Harry and Lloyd, they spend the whole day looking for jobs, and they end up back at the same spot. And they're like,
Slams the door
"It's like
shut.
there's not one job in this place, in this whole town." And Lloyd's like, "Yeah, unless you want to work 40 hours."
Yeah, that's fucking great. Like, who wants to do that? And he's like, you got the booze. Like, then it gets worse.
Yeah.
Like, Petey's head fell off
Yeah.
or whatever. He's just like, oh, like, really? He's like, yeah, he's pretty old.
He goes, "We got no food, we got no jobs, our pets' heads are falling off."
Like, you got to do the finger point with it. When I was younger, I never even really, like, caught on to that so well. Just something about Daniel's, like, delivery, like, yeah, he's pretty old.
Yeah.
It's so fucking great, dude. Dude,
And then
Honestly,
Lloyd
it was
gives
emotional
that
too, dude.
heart
Like,
to heart.
Yeah, when they have that moment, dude, I feel that. He's like, most of all, I'm just tired of being a nobody. I'm like, damn, dude. Like, low key, that was kind of sad. Like, I could see the tears in his eyes, dude. Like, if I was Harry right there, I'd be like, you know what, you're right. Especially if I can relate to him. And that ensues such a fucking great road trip, dude. And what a road trip it is. Dude. You start
Road
with the-
trip to Aspen. Yeah, the fake running in the car or in the van.
Yeah, that's fucking
That was hilarious.
And
And then
amazing.
go ahead. I think you were gonna say it.
What, the map scene?
No, okay.
Oh.
But go ahead.
I was going to say the map where
That was
Lloyd is
hilarious.
sitting there with the map and he's like, Harry, according to the map, we've only gone 4 inches. It's like, oh my God.
The one thing that stood out to this movie when I first saw it as a kid
Yeah.
was Lloyd sells the bird to the fucking
Yeah.
blind kid.
Petey,
And the blind
Petey.
kid's just petting the bird with
Pretty
the duct
bird,
tape
Pretty birdie.
around his neck.
That's where probably one of
He's
Cracker
up-
started.
Yeah,
from
he's
for
up
me.
there like, he's like, oh, this didn't come out of the fun. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like,
Sold some
I
stuff.
bet some extra
Harry.
money.
he does that cough, like Harry, I took care of it.
Puts like a
Pretty bird.
bouncy ball and duct tape on the bird's head.
Oh my God, pretty bird. Yeah, it's a
Well,
pretty.
no,
bird.
wasn't it just the bird's head?
I think it was
retaped
just
the bird's head.
Yeah, he just taped it around, I believe.
Oh,
But
Which is
still,
even worse than
the blind kid's just petting it.
Oh my God, dude. It's so fucking good.
And
And
then
Harlan Williams made a cameo.
Oh, I
in
love
this.
him.
Yeah, me too. He's
Dude,
amazing.
yes.
The cop.
The
he
squirrel sounds.
Oh my God. He's up there like pissing. He's just fucking
he's like,
pissing,
pull over,
pissing.
pull over. He's like, no, it's a
okay.
cardigan, but thanks for
I'm
asking.
That's so great.
That's such a good line.
And
dude.
he
amazing.
Lloyd pissed in like,
Like,
what,
no, pull on the
5?
side of the
Yeah.
He
road.
filled
Yeah.
up like 5 beer bottles of piss.
Oh my God, dude.
He's like, what are you, a camel?
It's like, y'all been boozing?
Yeah,
Sipping on grandma's cough syrup?
He's like, let me see. He's like, you'll let me take that if you know it's good for you. He said something like that. Harry fucking
Get
does
the
that.
hell out of here.
Squirrel sound is like,
Yeah, he's like, tic tac, sir.
you get the hell out of here.
That shit goes so hard, dude. That's almost all you can do right there. You're like, I think I'm about to throw up and die. Just leave me alone, please.
Now, after that, is this where they pick up the hitmen or the guys that work for a certain somebody?
I think,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
a
they
little-
see. Well, they go to
That's a
the.
No,
little
not
later.
yet, not
They
yet.
go to that diner.
They go to
We-
the diner and
yeah.
meet.
Oh, this is where
I
you
know.
meet.
Seabass.
Yeah, sea
Yeah,
bass.
you got to
That
talk
happened
about
bef-
sea bass, dude.
That happened before that.
Yeah, sea bass happened before the.
So
Yeah.
he spills the salt, and Lloyd says, "Throw the salt over your shoulder." So he chucks the whole fucking salt shaker, and then hits fucking sea bass, and then that's where that whole thing
Yeah.
shakes.
Kick his
down.
ass, sea bass. That fucking guy. And I love how he comes over. He's like, "You gonna eat that?" He's like, "No." I mean, yes, no, no. He's like, "Well, I mean, I was thinking about it or whatever he says." And he's like,
Dude,
Oh, thank you, sir.
we were talking about how the unrated cut or whatever, that scene is way more gross in the
Yeah,
unrated.
the dip spit on it.
It's so bad.
Yeah, there's so much in the unrated cut that there's like a couple things I like more. But there's like 5 or 6 off-putting things. I'm just like, it just doesn't fall in line with their characters. It makes the movie a lot worse to me. So I like to stay away from that cut personally, but it's still.
Dude, I loved it. I couldn't even tell between the director's cut and the regular version.
Well, you said you hadn't seen it in like forever either. Though.
Yeah,
me
true.
either.
Yeah, so it's probably one of those things like if you
Blurred
watch
lines.
it religiously, and
I
then when
did-
you watch the director's cut, you're like, oh man, like this isn't even
Yeah,
them
the
right now.
one of the scenes that Ronnie was talking about, I didn't even notice it until, or I didn't even
Gotta
remember
open
it until I saw it again. I was like, that's kind of a weird scene where they're in the hot tub.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't like that.
I was like, that
the
kind
hot-
of went too far.
That hot tub scene is in the original movie, but they extended the dialogue.
yeah,
and
the
it was
dialogues where I'm
Like, and
like,
it was
whoa.
like, what do y'all do? Like, because I hadn't seen the rated cut in a long time, and I watched it the last time I watched it, which I watch this movie like twice a year at least. It seems like, and because I'm not gonna go there.
Well,
it, I watched it again probably like 6-7 months ago, and I was like, man, I haven't seen the rated cut in a long time, and I remember not being too fond of it. And I watched it. It was like every one of those little scenes, like the hot tub scene and all that. I was like, ugh.
Well,
like,
it's funny.
Turned me away,
the
dude.
unrated cut. It's just how oblivious they are at like comedy. Like they think that's that kind of joking around's funny when it's really taken like, whoa, bro.
But
it's kind of weird.
But here's the
they
thing
think
with
it's funny.
the unrated cut. Like, despite all the dumb shit they do, they seem so innocent, like, at heart.
Exactly.
And then when you add the unrated cut jokes and, like, the raunchier humor that isn't as innocent, and they go, like, a little deeper into it, like we'll talk about kind of like with the sea bass moment where you kind of see him in, like, a thong with, like, hair sticking out or something. It's just, like, it's not only, like, over the top, but it fills out a character for them. Like, they're, like, in the original cut, they're kind of just dumb, half-witted assholes that are lovable. And the unrated cut, they add in moments where like they just kind of seem like dicks here. So like I see why it was cut out of the film, and it really ruins the tone of the film to me. I honestly can't stand the unrated cut overall. But shit, let's talk about that dream sequence though.
Oh yeah.
Lloyd, dude, that dream sequence. And I tell you what, man, every time I watch that, I'm like, nobody else could do this well. There's not a single person on fucking earth. And you know, I even talked about it. I even talked about the interview with the Hideout dudes, that Cow Seal song. Where like when the song's playing, like "Make Me Happy."
Yeah.
I fucking love that song, and I feel like it's because of this movie. Like when I first heard that song, I thought it was like from the '90s when that came out, and then I looked it up finally. I was like, this song's from like the fucking '60s. Such a timeless song, and it goes so well with each individual thing he does.
And that scene, it shows like, well, Lloyd, you see him like awake and living, and then whenever it's like the dream sequence, Lloyd has like all this confidence, and he's like the funniest man on earth.
Exactly.
That's what makes him
cracking the jokes.
That's what we strive for. We want to be
and
the funniest guy, even if his jokes, like nobody would really be laughing at that. We want to be able to be the person that can defend our girl in the moment.
Yeah, he just thinks everyone loves him, and he's like this badass martial artist.
The whack,
Oh
and
my
dude,
God.
nobody. I mean, nobody. I can't think of a single person that could ever come as close to him as like what he did in that scene, dude.
Yeah.
With the like all that
What
shit.
is it he does
That-
that?
He's like, with like the tongue sticking out, and then the cartwheel into the roll. It's like, would you? Like all that shit. And then he goes like, yeah, and then he starts getting kicked like left and right. But then he pops up like, oh, he does that. And dude, even the little, down to the tiniest detail where he looks at his own blood like Bruce Lee used to do. He's like, yay. Like that little noise he makes. I'm like, dude, it's such like a perfect spot on type thing. And then I know where that the sound
Ripping the
design in
heart
this
out.
movie is so perfect, dude. The music and the sounds of this movie are way too good for a comedy. It has no right to be as good as it is. And the way he fucking just handled business, dude, in that scene is so dope, so fucking funny. Perfection in terms of physical comedy, which is what makes Jim Carrey that fucking amazing. And then they even kick in again like, wouldn't you like to say hello, hello, hello with that song again? I'm like, damn it, does this not just go perfect with this? The soundtrack. Do I need to say it again? Amazing.
And then when they're at the diner and they
Yes, sir.
Seabass does his thing, Lloyd comes up with this great idea, and he goes and he tells Seabass, he's like, hey, we're sorry, we'll buy you a round of drinks. He's like, make it a couple Boilermakers. And they go to
hardest shit ever.
the register, and they're like, hey, Seabass is paying for all of our stuff. And they're like, Seabass said that? And he pointed to him, and then they get in the car and they're driving away, and Harry's like, man, that was such a great idea. He's like, I saw it in a movie once. He's like, what happened? They got away scot-free? He's like, no. In the movie, they get about half mile down the road, and he catches them, and he slits their throats.
He's super stoked too. He's
Yeah.
like,
And then
laughing
that's
about
when Lloyd's like, oh, man, I got to piss. He's like, I'm not pulling over now. And that's when the cop and all that.
oh my God.
And then that's whenever the dream sequence, and then they pick up the hitchhiker, which
Oh
is
my
the
God.
bad guy, the
Yeah.
gas man, so to speak.
he's sitting over there just like, we normally don't pick up hitchhikers, but I'm going to trust my gut instinct on this one. Like, yep, your gut instinct's killing it,
He's
bro.
like, there's a hitchhiker. Pick him up.
Yeah.
It's
And
so
then they
good.
pick up a bunch of like Mexicans too. I guess.
Oh,
it's like
yeah,
that
yeah.
accent, that ma sing bird sing.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the
Yeah,
world?
before we even get into that, yeah, like
That was
And also, that was
improvised.
improvised, yes,
Yeah.
yes. You guys, just losing your shit. It's like, can we turn on the radio? He's like, what do we need the radio? Ma.
Yeah.
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 Mockingbird. They're just like, have you heard? Have you heard?
And then when he's like, you can't triple stamp a double stamp. That
Oh,
whole
yeah, playing
Ah,
sequence.
la, la, la,
cracks me.
ah, la, 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 la,
You can't
la.
triple stamp a double stamp. You can't triple stamp a double stamp.
Tag, you're it.
They
So
made the
stupid.
goon want to kill himself in that
Yeah.
scene. Like, yeah, hilarious.
I don't know if it was sooner. I can't really remember where the scene's at, but it takes place in
Spit it.
the van or the sheepdog, and had they make they Lloyd says, "I bet $20 that I can have you
Get gambling.
to gamble
Yeah.
by the end of the day." Then Harry's like,
love
"No," but then Lloyd's like, 10-1 odds. I'll get you to gamble by the end of the day. And Harry thinks about it and then gambles. And I did the math
don't-
after that, and he would have won $200 if he'd have realized.
You're like,
That-
you're
that-
If
on.
he'd have
the
called him
gambling,
out for
yeah.
gambling.
But that's how
It's
dumb
just
they are.
the
Dumb
stupidity.
and dumber.
I like how like the main bad guy too, the phone booth scene, dude.
Yeah.
That's funny as shit to me. That guy like, get off the phone. He's like
I can't hear
losing
you.
his mind. He's just like, oh, now he made me pissed. He's like
yeah.
walking outside the phone booth. He's like I can't. Come on, come here, get a little closer. Wop. And dude, I see scenes like that now, and I can't help it. Every time I see a phone booth, I'm like, bro, people
Dumb and dumber.
10, 15 years from now, and be like, what the fuck is that thing? Is he even in? You used to call people on the phone with that thing?
Yeah.
Is that not weird? It's always weird when you see shit that's kind of like exclusive to like your age range. It really makes you feel old, you know what I mean? That like people legitimately, like they're still hearing about it now. They're like, yeah, phone booths are a thing. But here in about 15 years, we're going to be like, yeah, phone booths, they exist. I remember putting coins in them. Like, that's going to be us. Like, saying
Did you
that
ever
shit.
use a phone booth?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did all the time.
Yeah, I
I
used
don't know
to.
that I've ever actually
Yeah.
used
I've had
a
to.
phone
I
booth.
I
sure.
called my mom like in middle school. I'd have to call my mom because basketball
100%.
practice, and I'd go to
The
the,
movie
phone
phone
booth and
booth in
always.
general.
I
Where
call
was the phone booth? Inside the church?
No, it's at school. It wasn't like a phone booth. It was one of them phones.
Just a payphone?
Yeah. And-
I'm meaning like an actual phone booth, like in the movie with that door that shuts. Have you ever been
No,
inside of
no,
one of
no.
those?
No, just a payphone. Phone
I've
booth.
used
Yeah.
a payphone, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
but I
was
mean
meaning
in
like,
general, payphone,
Phones.
payphones.
I was meaning like the actual box that you step
No, I-
into.
no.
Have
I
you ever
think I
used one of
have.
those?
I can't.
I,
I honestly don't think I've really. Well, I'm
Seen
sure
one?
I've seen one, but I can't
But
recall.
payphone in general, either or, like that's wild that'll
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
even a
sure.
thing.
Before cell phones, they
Yeah.
were going across country
Like-
just by
like people-
them two, just by looking at a map.
Exactly.
No,
And
no
the
map
fact,
on your phone.
The fact that this is a timeless, like you can tell, this is a timeless comedy classic that's gonna last.
It holds
you know?
up so well.
Yeah, I mean, think about like I still love the movie Psycho. So many people do. It's 60 years old now. So think when this movie's 60, people are gonna still be watching this and be like they're gonna be showing like that movie's still great, right? They're gonna be doing that with this movie. I can bet you money. And people are gonna be
Hell yeah.
watching this and they're
Still
gonna be
laughing.
like, "What the hell is he in? You used to talk with people on the phone. Like you didn't. There's a time you didn't have cell phones. We were alive for that. That's wild to think about.
So we're all going to be telepathic in 60 years.
Oh my lord!
Just talking
true.
like
Only the rich.
Fuck, what's the movie? Planet of the Apes, where they can just communicate like with their mind.
Yeah.
What's like the underground one?
That's what we really should do. We still haven't decided our franchise
Oh yeah.
for the month. We'll get to that though, but soon, please.
Okay, let's see, where are we?
Yeah, we're talking about the phone booth.
they
We're
pitch
talking
up the
about-
that scene,
hitchhikers.
they the goon didn't make them, but they each ate the pepper.
Yes.
And
Oh,
lit him on
yeah.
fire. That's when he went out to the phone booth. So as he comes back in, they put like 30 of them on his
He has
burger.
ulcers. He has bad ulcers. He
But
takes
they
those
didn't know
pills.
about
No,
that.
they didn't know.
So they put all the hot peppers on his fucking burger, and then he eats it and like falls back, starts foaming at the mouth, and they're
Oh
like
my
standing
God.
over him laughing.
Dude, they're like, they're talking.
Gotcha.
Or they're talking and they're like laughing to each other because they know the peppers are in his burger, and they're like, "Have you tried your burger?
Yeah.
You like how you like your burger?" And they're cracking
They're
up, and he's
cracking
just
up.
like, He has no
Next
idea.
thing you know, pills are good.
Yeah.
Pills are good.
That's also when he finds out that they have no fucking idea what's going on.
Yeah.
That they're
Yeah,
not
but I
at their
wonder if it got
naturals.
flip flopped on him right there. Like in the last waking moments of death, was he kind of just like
Dude, they got me.
They knew I had
Oh,
ulcers. So
they were
did
playing
this.
me?
They gave him rat
I didn't even
poison.
think of that.
Yeah,
Which
'cause
he had because he was going to give it to them.
Yeah.
He
But he said, "Get my
realizes-
pills."
Yeah, he realizes
That's a
in the
good point.
moment that he's like, oh, these guys are dumbasses. But right when he thinks he's got them, they're like,
'Cause that-
gotcha, bitch.
'cause,
I
yeah.
wonder if he thought like
Probably
he's
at
looking
the
up
end.
like, Jesus, these motherfuckers are good. They fucking
'Cause,
made me
yeah.
think they were idiots. Like, oh, they are idiots. And it was
You-
kind of like, we got your pills.
You
And that's the last
saw
thing he
you
saw.
saw his
It
face
was kind of dope.
right before he went out to the phone booth. Like
He's
when
like,
he got
"Oh,
him to
wow."
eat the pills or the peppers, he was like, "Yeah, these guys are dumb. They're not
Yeah.
what I thought." But then Brandon brings up a good point. As he's laying there, he might have been like, "Fuck, they just
Yeah.
played me and made me
Yeah.
think they were dumb. They knew I had ulcers, so they fed me hot peppers, and now they're gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Or they purposely gave me that rat poison that was in my jacket." Yeah, that's a good point.
They trapped him, dude. Right then and there.
That's like whenever that happens and he like falls down, they think just grabbing a bottle of pills and shoving them down his throat
They
is going
put
to save him.
so many in his
Yeah,
mouth.
they think
No,
like
he's
that's
like,
the
my
solution.
pills are good. They're
Yeah,
not
they
paying
just give
anything.
him like 30 pills of rat poison.
But I love the fact that he might have went to the grave like, fuck, they are that genius. And I'm noticing a trend here. Some of my favorite comedies are movies where the at least leads, maybe even more than two people, are thought of as geniuses, and we
Yep.
find out that they're complete fucking idiots. I'm starting to find a correlation with that, dude. And speaking of which, I don't know how far you want to jump around this movie as many times as
I
I've
think I've
seen
got
it.
like a 27-inch vertical.
Oh hell yeah, dude! What about Harry
was like,
when he's putting gas in the sheepdog, dude?
Oh yeah, and that
Talking
lady
to that
comes
girl.
up.
Yippee.
Yeah, that one lady and
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I'm not skipping over
Oh, let's see.
anything.
no.
Yeah, dude. you
So
got
we
it.
kind of missed the. We didn't talk much. Well, I guess we kind of hit on it when Lloyd's in the stall and he sees
Oh yeah,
be here at 2:15 for
Oh,
Men
that's
We
right
Love.
after it. It's the stall
That-
first.
Yeah,
It's the same
I was
scene.
gonna get to
that
that.
bathroom stall.
Yeah. So he had the moment outside where Harry's sitting there, and then the black chick comes up in the little truck, and she's sitting there, the SUV, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And she starts talking to him, starting friendly conversation, and then Harry, being Harry, trying to start friendly conversation back, and he's like, "Are those your skis?"
Yeah.
And she's just like, "Yeah, both of them."
She's like, yeah.
That Harry laugh, dude. And the whole I love how he sits there, he tries to take a break while he just takes the whole fucking mirror off, and he gets up he's like, it's a little loose, it's nothing. And then when he's sitting there, and next thing you know, of course, he fucking's like, here, let me.
Yeah, she's smoking a cigarette, and he's like, I got
Lights
you. And he
his whole
lights a
shit on
match.
fire.
And he, you see, whenever he's filling up his sheepdog, he's just spilling gas everywhere for
Oh,
a couple
my
seconds until he noticed. And the lady's like, or he lights a cigarette for her and throws a match on the ground like he's a badass
Yeah.
and instantly catches on fire. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to give you my number. We can meet up. And because I think they were going to the same place, Aspen.
That's
And
shit.
he's on fire, and she's like, well, my number is 502-555. No, wait, that's my old number. That's so funny how that
He's
and
on
he's
fire.
on fire. He's like, for God's sakes, give me the damn number.
losing his shit, and simultaneously what Josh was saying, fucking Lloyd's in that bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
And again, the music, that little dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, that little
Yeah.
music it plays when he's looking at his watch, and it's like down, down.
It's
and he
exactly
turns around.
2:15.
Yeah, and of course it's
would you
exactly
do?
sea bass,
What would you do?
dude. And I love his reaction. Because I feel like he would have been scared. He would have been like, "Oh shit!" if it was a regular guy. But the fact that it was sea bass that kicked down the door, he was like, "Ah!" That scream was so perfection. I feel like I feel like you could hear in his voice, dude, that he you could see that you could hear in his voice that he saw it was sea bass, and that made it like what are the chances? And then he looked up and was like,
Of course.
"Are you fucking kidding me?"
Dude, truckers always get a bad rap in every movie.
Who?
Truckers.
Truckers.
It's true.
Okay. Yeah.
I just wanted to make that point.
Are you a
Dude.
trucker? Are you like defending them? You got trucker
No,
family
I'm just
blood?
like truckers, and name a movie where truckers are like good.
Truckers are us.
Joyride.
Exactly. You see what I mean?
That's like the worst.
What is it?
Like,
Red Dog?
here,
Like
let me
truckers
help
are
you.
always getting like
I've talked this up a million times.
glory hold and stuff.
Over the top.
That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. Yeah.
Goatness right there,
Yeah.
dog.
Stallone.
One movie.
My
I'm gonna go piss.
Go
Okay.
piss,
I
dog.
want to make it known before I leave.
Okay.
All right, son.
You want-
Here's a little ditty about Lloyd coming out of the gas station that I feel like is the most underappreciated funny moment of the whole fucking thing. And I've told so many people about this, and they're like, "That actually is pretty funny." I watched it again. It's so like subtle, and it feels like it shouldn't be as funny as it is. But Lloyd comes out of the gas station, and he comes up to like just like 3 or 4 like almost hood-looking black dudes, and he's like,
Oh yeah.
"Big gulps, huh?" And they just kind of look at him like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Well, see you later."
Yeah.
he just like walks off.
He just big gulps, huh? Well,
There's something about the delivery because he's not only like big gulps, huh? Well, see you later. He's like big gulps, huh?
like he thought they were gonna talk back to him.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, we got big gulps.
He's smiling like wide as shit, and he's like, "Well, see you later." And he just cuts out. Dude.
You want to know trivia about that?
What?
Those two guys
Hilarious.
are not even extras.
There's random
That
people.
nobody they live in the neighborhood and they walked in the store to get their drinks and then they usually stand outside and drink their drinks
And
or
Jim
whatever.
Carrey just went with it.
And it was not in the script or anything for him to talk to. He was supposed to walk past them and just keep going.
Yeah.
But he decided to talk to him and made that scene
Dude,
gold.
that's so great. I love little snippets
That's
like
the
that.
most
You know what I
epic
mean?
thing ever. That's one of my favorite like lines in any
And it's so
movie.
good that they're like, we're keeping that for sure. Like,
I can't even explain it. Like that right there is up there. Like that would be a good top 5 list if y'all are listening. Top 5 scenes that should not be near as funny as they are. That's
Yeah.
one of them because that every time I see that, I'm like, that is so
Or-
underappreciated, and it also has no right to be as funny as it is.
or like top 5 improvised scenes.
Yeah.
Dude,
That'd be good
in this
too.
movie, you got to give it up for to Jeff Daniels.
He's
He's not
so
known for
good.
like comedy, and he comes in this movie. I mean, I can't really think of any other actors. Well, you can think of other actors that would do a good.
No,
Harry,
he
but-
knocked out of the park. Daniels
Exactly.
definitely had some funny moments. Even fucking, you look at Arachnophobia. He was actually pretty fucking funny in that.
Yeah,
As
but
scary
this
as that
one
movie
just
is.
this one.
But he's not as much as a seasoned veteran as Carey.
No,
for
he's
sure.
not known for his comedy like Jim Carrey, and he just comes in and he goes toe to toe with
a good.
Lloyd. Really,
Honestly, that'd be like a good way to do it. Is look at Daniel's career like Jim Carrey's career, except reverse. Like look at Carrey's comedies, but he's got a few little dramas in there
Yeah,
mixed in.
exactly.
And then
I
look
see
at-
what you're saying now.
Look at Daniels. He's all drama, but he's got a few little comedies mixed in. They basically have like the same career except flip flopped. If you really look at it.
I like seeing actors do that though. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you got Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder, Les Grossman.
Oh, he was great in that.
He played that perfectly. I never knew he could be that funny.
No,
like,
and
for
then
real.
like Channing Tatum in 21 Jump Street when he first did that.
Yeah, I didn't expect that at all.
Dude. Okay. Now that Josh is back, let me
fuck,
say
dude?
this.
You were putting something.
When Lloyd basically loses them and all that in the mix when he gets them lost.
Oh yeah,
There's a part of me that's like, dude, how could you trust Lloyd with directions? But the other part of me is like, can we really trust Harry with directions either? And the other part of me is like, this is why I think Harry's clearly smarter because I feel like I almost can.
That's right. We had that poll. What
I
was-
feel
do y'all
like we
remember the
almost can
results?
that he would get directions. But when you look at just at base value how dumb these are, I'm like, dude, if Lloyd wouldn't have, I'm like, man, who the fuck am I getting? Harry's a fucking idiot too. Like he probably would have got him lost too. But I would definitely, at the end of the day, though, I would trust Harry a lot more with directions.
Those results: 29 votes for Lloyd that he was dumber, only 7 for Harry.
Let me tell you this: the 7 people that voted for Lloyd have not watched Dumb and Dumber enough.
Harry.
That's what I meant. Yeah, and also
Benjamin, Brian,
hey,
Becky, Devin, Scott, Tim, and Emily. You stupid.
You're all
fuck.
called out. dumb as
I'm
shit.
joking. We love you.
Only not though. He says that, but he don't care about you. No, I'm just playing. It's one of those things though, man. You're dumb and you have to accept it.
You just don't need to be dumber.
No,
See
I'm
what I
dumb.
did there.
I'm dumb too. That's the beauty of it. Because I was like, they voted for Lloyd. That was me.
We're all dumb. And
No, but honestly, I don't know. Now we're getting on a real level here. I don't know how you could see it. I think a lot of those votes were kind of like, I like Lloyd more, so I'm gonna say
I like
this.
Jim Carrey more. That's what it was.
Yeah,
probably.
but honestly, if you watch the movie, as dumb as Harry is, dude, that's what's so sad about it. He is clearly smarter.
It could have been like my case. They haven't seen the movie in 7 years.
Yes, sir.
And they're foggy because I haven't seen.
And they were like, I like Jim Carrey better. So
I haven't seen this movie in forever. Like it's been a long time since I've watched this.
There is something to say about the whole like, you know what, man? They're ganging up on my dog Jim here.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. Like,
some
it's like 20 votes to nothing. Like, fuck Harry in this moment. You know, one of those kind of things, dude. Man, dude. I gotta tell you this much though. They was balling though. When they got
that
when
money?
they got the money. Oh, briefcase.
Oh yeah, they go.
You had
Swanson.
2 gloves this whole time.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
They
I
go
was
their,
hoping somebody would come in.
That's right before they got all the
Swanson,
money.
Samsonite.
Yeah,
Swanson.
Lloyd goes the wrong way for so many hours. They find out Harry and Lloyd have this big fight, and they go their separate ways. Harry says he's going to walk back home, and Lloyd goes and gets like a motorized scooter and comes back. He's like, got room for one more.
That's the best
I get
shit
70,
ever.
70 miles to the gallon with this hog.
You got the quote,
And
bro?
then they're going to freaking Aspen, Colorado.
Well, he said
Time out.
I traded
Time
it
out.
straight up for
Yeah.
the van.
If you ain't got the quote, I do.
yeah,
When he hits him with the, and you think Harry's having the smarter moment because he's like the above guy, and he's like, Lloyd, just when I thought you can't get any dumber,
Because that's right after he said he traded it.
you
right up
go
for the van.
and completely redeem yourself. And then they miss the high five, like pathetically. That is one of the best lines of the movie.
But they're so
I
happy.
couldn't leave
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
That's all that matters, right?
I couldn't leave that out, dude, because he just was sitting there butt cracking all. Like, looking outside. He's like, Lloyd, and you're like, he's about to give him more piss. He just sold the whole van, and you're like, yep, just when I thought you couldn't get any dumber, and then it hits you with that haymaker. Like, no, Harry's a fucking dumbass too. You going completely.
That's
He's like,
such
this baby gets what is it,
hilarious.
70
70
miles to the gallon or whatever.
That is such a dumb trade. They pretty much traded it so they could get gas money to keep going on a motorized scooter to
Aspen,
the
Colorado.
Rockies, to the cold
Fucking
freezing.
Oh, yeah. That John Denver is full of shit.
Yeah.
They drive the whole way. He's just about to piss himself. Like, just let it go,
Just
man.
let it go. It's okay.
He's like, ooh.
Yeah, then they get to Aspen and they, of
Attached.
course,
It's fucking froze,
Lloyd
too.
doesn't even remember Mary's name.
Yes.
So they think it's the name on the briefcase. And then
The
they,
Samson,
which is
Swanson?
a
The-
briefcase maker.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the-
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't-
literally.
That might
the
go over some
brand.
people's heads.
The brand.
Oh, Swansonite.
So they go camp at like a park right next to a pond, and that's when they're freezing. They got the fire going, and then that's when Harry's like, I can't feel my fingers, and Lloyd's like, here, take a pair of these gloves. He's like, you mean to tell me you've had 2 pairs of gloves this whole time? He's like, yeah, we're in Aspen or whatever he said. He's like, we're in the Rockies. It's cold. And then they had the big fight.
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna kill you. Then they had the big fight, and he's like, I'm throwing this damn suitcase.
Your hands are freezing.
Yeah, I'm throwing this suitcase in the lake. He's like, no. Then they had the fight. And he throws it, and it lands on the grass and opens up. And Lloyd's like, Harry, look,
That's the
And it's
ultimate
all the money.
hallelujah moment.
all the money. And they're like, all right, we'll get a nice, like, cheap place to stay tonight, some
yeah.
food, and
An
we'll make
IOU.
IOUs.
Yeah.
It's like, we'll pay them back every cent. And then they go to, like, the
The worm
president's-
farm.
The presidential suite.
the presidential suite at this one fancy
It's like, he's
hotel.
like, the prince is going to be
Dishing
here
it
next
out.
week.
Yeah. They're just jumping on the bed, and then that's when the awkward hot tub scene.
No.
That's when that happens.
No, the hot
No,
tub scene.
no,
that
it
was
was
right before
earlier.
that.
Journey.
Oh, it was.
That was on the way there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of.
It was.
The hot-
I'm
yeah,
I'm completely
you're good.
wrong.
I'm trying to think of where they
Yeah,
stopped.
no, that's what. I
But
think it
then
was
they-
before Seabass, wasn't it? Or after?
I don't know, dude. This movie
And
jumbles
then don't
around
they
in my
see
head.
like
Hang on.
Mary on the news or something?
The
And then that's
paper,
in the paper, and that's
Who?
when they know they got to go to that
Well,
banquet.
that's another reason why. That's what I was gonna get to too. That's another reason why Harry's smarter than Lloyd. Like he's over there like annual,
Oh,
annual.
yeah,
He's like
yeah.
annual, and he's over there like he's like the. Like it's so fucking obvious, and they're crying over a commercial. Like they.
Oh yeah,
watched.
they got all the money.
Yeah,
they're
like
wiping.
I hope one time that we ball out, just in time, I should say, that we ball out so hard with this podcast to the point where we can cry and wipe our tears away with money in the forms of
Beautiful
tissues,
day.
bro. Because they're just wiping it away, like, and then you find out it might as well be like Fifth Third Bank. It's like, what is this shit?
So then they also get all the like the makeover. They get like the
They
new
get the Manny and
clothes.
Petties,
Yeah,
dude.
And then Lloyd's fucking toenails over here looking like
He looks like a
Rodney's.
werewolf,
the fucking
bro.
Hobbit
With the hobble
toenails.
feet, bro.
That's immediately what
Those
I
are
thought
so
of.
much worse.
Look how
So-
defensive Rodney
Rodents.
gets.
Pull 'em out,
No,
Rodney.
because-
Hey,
no, I'm
you
just
be
saying,
doing it
like,
too, though.
Those are so much worse. Those were talent.
See, this is the
bro.
thing. We're trying to. Me and Josh are trying to. What's the word I'm looking for? Not change you and Rodney. I mean, that's basically it. But there's a better way to put
Manipulate.
it. Not even manipulate. We're
Peer
try-
pressure.
Train. We're trying to
Train you.
You and Rodney
Good
to
doggy.
understand. Just because we're saying something about you, don't mean it's fact. I don't have weird nipples, but everybody thinks I do now because like the fourth podcast. We're trying to instill it in your minds. It's good. It's good for the cast, man.
Yeah, and you got
No,
Hobbit
we
feet,
know.
Rodney.
Rodney's
you and
feet-
your Hobbit
He's like, what
feet.
happened? Exactly. I'm trying to train
You
ears.
and your Hobbit feet. You and Lloyd matching up feet.
My feet are made of feathers.
Yeah, Rodney, just show him. Let's see your
Pull
feet.
them up. Put it on the table.
I'm actually pretty sure most people
Take
think
your
I have a
sock
small
off.
dick right now, and you know what?
That's
That
okay
might
with him.
may or not may not be true, as well.
But
You
yeah,
got
that's
the
a me.
feet thing,
I
you got
wrote
the
Rodney's
nipple
name
thing.
down
Did you
next to
really?
his fucking Lloyd's toenails looking like Rodney's.
Yeah, that's it. Rodents. That's what in the fucking
Spell
group.
check on paper.
In the group messenger, Josh is like, he's done it at least like 3 or 4 times. He's like, all right, and will rodent be there? It's like
My phone changes
Yeah,
Rodney's
it's-
name
to
to rodent
and
all
I'm
the time.
And I'm telling you, I'm like, I know exactly who he's talking about, though. It's fucked up.
I catch it like 99% of the time, but
Oh,
I've sent it like 3 times on accident.
Holy shit, dude.
I think that's pretty
Yes, sir. But
Yeah.
back to the movie. You're
So,
talking about their swag
in their
though.
makeover. Yeah, they get those
Oh, my
fucking
Lord.
iconic orange and blue fucking tuxedos.
And they're
dude.
beating the shit out of each other, which is hilarious.
As they're walking into the.
I want to dress up as this on Halloween. I've always
go.
wanted to do it. And actually, a good friend of ours, Tyler, I know you're at least a good friend of his.
Who?
I mean, I haven't been trying to do the name drop thing, but I don't have a
Don't
problem
say
with
their
it.
name, I guess.
Talking about-
I'll say it, Willie Moore.
Oh yeah, Willie.
Big Willie?
Dude,
Willie,
he's-
Willie,
yeah.
Willie shocked me one day because we were watching Dumb and Dumber like 8 years ago, something like that, maybe even longer, maybe like 10 years ago. Holy shit!
Yeah, Willie's my bro.
Yeah, but we're sitting there and he's just like, "Dude, I've always wanted to get those suits." I'm like, "Thank you!" Like I've always wanted to dress up.
Which suit do you want though? The blue or orange one?
I'm on the orange one.
Dude, I
bro.
kind of want the orange one too.
Yeah, but I'm cool with being blue. You know, like
They're
me and
both
you
sick.
went, I'm a little more blonde, so it'd make more.
They
sense.
pull up in a Lamborghini.
Yeah, dude, like that would just be dope with canes. Tell me that would not, and I'm
You got
that-
a sword fight on the way.
Yeah.
Except you don't actually have Canes. You have like Canes, the chicken place right here instead.
I love
oh,
Cane's.
dude, damn! Don't get me started on that sauce.
No,
But here-
bread.
It's so
The
good.
bread is so good.
It's so
The Texas
good.
toast. Yeah. Cane's is overrated though. Sorry.
Oh, don't, let's not even do it. Let's not even do
What's
it.
your
Next Monday
favorite
Mayhem.
chicken place?
Chick-fil-A.
All right, we ain't doing it. We
Yeah,
ain't
they're
doing it.
both good.
First off, Canes is dope. But we need to do that one time. We need to do the fucking orange jumpsuit. Would that not be great for
Well,
Halloween?
who's what?
Y'all can do that. Me and Ronnie will sit back.
I think Rodney should dress up as Mary Swanson.
Y'all could be
Oh,
yes.
no.
No, you could be the bad guys. Since Tyler has longer hair, he could be the woman, and you could be
The rat poison
Yeah,
guy?
yeah. You're just sitting there with a black container,
The gas man.
Was
and we
that-
could all
Well,
just
who?
show
Me
up.
and you, are you Harry or you
I
Lloyd?
gotta. I'd rather be Lloyd, but I think I gotta
Who are
be
you
Harry.
more fitting as?
I think I fit more as Harry because
You
I
all
got a
agree
little
with
more
that?
Yeah.
blonde.
And I'm
The
Lloyd.
problem is
Yeah.
my hair is really blonde when it's short, but it gets more red as it grows out
My
more.
beard
and
gets
his,
red.
And his
A little, has a
hair.
little hint of red to it.
Yeah,
Who's
but I'm
gonna
way
be
more
Petey?
red. Oh, my brother for sure.
Oh,
Dude, I'll go in a wheelchair and you'll just sit in my lap as a dead bird.
Some duct
And you
tape.
just rub his hair. You're like, pretty bird, pretty bird.
Oh man! But yeah, that banquet they go to,
The swagger, though, I can't get over
the
it. I'm
dude
sorry.
like
They kill
taking
it.
tickets or whatever at the door is like, this is like a $500 a
Yeah.
meal plate or whatever. And they're like,
Put us down for 2 each.
And what makes that even
case
more
we want
bittersweet?
seconds.
You know what makes it even more bittersweet is he also not only got the
Oh yeah.
in his face,
In his
but let's
face.
take it another step further. What also makes it so bittersweet is it's his money that he's after,
yeah.
that
Oh,
he's
yeah.
paying
Yeah.
them with. So it's also like, fuck you, and it also looks like they're on some G shit meant to do that, but they're just that dumb. But if you didn't watch the smack and all that, and you just watched it as like them walking in casually, it was like, yeah, will this do? Yeah. Like they actually looked like they were on top of their game. If you know from
So
like what
confident.
he saw, yeah, but really they were just idiots. And the fact that it was his money, that's another fucking layer to it that you don't think about, I think, when you watch this movie. Like, he's not only getting enough, fuck you, like, oh, you didn't think we had enough? How about this in your face? But also, you don't know it, but later you're going to be looking for those IOUs. You're going to be in the hotel room, and we're getting this
briefcase.
from you. So also, fuck you twice if you watch this movie again.
They're at the banquet for endangered owls.
Yep.
And then
Some big
Lloyd
hooters
Lloyd
out
gets like Kofi. He's like, Harry, you go talk to Mary and introduce us. And,
Wingman.
I'm going to put on
Yeah.
the vibe.
yeah,
He's
I'm gonna
over
put
there
out the
like,
vibe. So Harry goes up to Mary and he's like, nice set of hooters you got there.
Yeah.
And she's
Yeah,
like,
should've farted.
what? And he's like, the owls or the birds or whatever. And so Harry gets roped into going on this date with Mary. So Harry goes back to Lloyd. He's like, don't worry, man. You got a date with her tomorrow at 10. And then they celebrate. And I think Harry or Lloyd pops a champagne bottle and it kills one of the owls. And they just walk out of there and they're like, this party really died. And it's funny because like then the next scene, the Mary's family and the bad guy are trying to figure out, where the money is, what they should do. Or no, the bad guy and that one bad girl are like, dude, it was a message. We killed one of their birds, they
birds,
killed one
yep.
of ours, thinking that they're
Thinking they're
geniuses
the-
still.
The specialist
I
or
love
whatever.
it. I love it.
And then
There's
that's
something
whenever
about idiots that-
Harry goes on the date with Harry and Mary the next day, while Lloyd goes to the bar at 10 a.m. and he waits.
Sits there all
Yeah, he's
day.
like, sir, what time is it? He's like, it's 1 o'clock. He's like, I thought it was fast. He's like you've been there 3 hours just waiting. He's like, you know how women are. They want to make sure everything's perfect. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah. We landed on the moon.
yeah. He's like, no way.
He was screaming out.
Freaked out about it.
No way. That's awesome.
But yeah,
While Harry's having the time of his
my
life.
God.
Harry went-
Harry.
Talk
Skiing
about
with
Harry and
Mary.
Mary's date.
and he fucking licks the pole.
Oh yeah.
What in the fuck?
Hang on. Have you all ever done that?
Yes,
have.
I have to a degree. I think not
I
to
have.
that much, not to
No.
that extent. I think I had like a popsicle or something to where it stuck on my tongue and I couldn't get it off. Like
Nope.
I pulled up and
I
it
licked
went
a
up with it.
fence. I licked a fence one time because I'd seen it in movies, so I wanted to know if like, does your tongue actually get stuck? So I didn't like lick it. I
That
just
sounds like something you do. You were a dumb kid.
I just put like the tip of my tongue on it, and I went, oh shit.
the tip of the iceberg,
I'm stuck,
literally.
and then I just went rip, and it ripped my just the tip of my tongue off.
Is that why
Every-
you talk funny?
Fuck you. At least my balls aren't out right now.
Dude, why do you keep doing that?
I either bit-
God, enough of the nuts on the couch.
But yeah, he licks the pole. But something I thought was funny when he's skiing with her is
When he fucking pelts her with that snowball.
Oh, dude, I had that. That's the funniest shit of like the movie.
He takes it so
He got
serious.
so mad.
Dude, for one, the whole thing with them on the tongue thing was like, hey, you kids would have to have any hot water on you, wouldn't you? That whole thing. It's like, yeah, I just carry it around with me everywhere. And when she rips it off, like what you were talking about where the tip came off, I always feel like that tongue is going to rip clean in half. But moving on to the snowball shit, and I wrote that down. I don't even write down jokes when I'm talking about comedy movies. I figure, like, yeah, one of you three will hop into it or I'll have it in the memory bank. But this one I had to write down. I try to write down, like, the shit that most people don't think of in comedy movies. I'm glad you said that shit because you nailed it, dude. You nailed it about as much as Harry nails Mary's face because it is so fucking pinpoint because she just throws an innocent snowball, and he kind of rises up like...
He's like, you want to fucking go?
Like, you can see it in his face. He's pissed. And he, like, winds up. And, again, the sound design of this movie, between this the music, the fucking little score that... Da-na-na-na-na. There's a little score to this movie, too, in different parts. And then the sound design when, like, the effects hit... Oh my god, dude! That hit. It sounds so fucking loud. And she gets up and he still looks pissed. He's like, "That's right, bitch." And then she starts laughing. He's like, and he starts laughing too. Like, I guess this is funny.
Well, and then he fucking tackles her, and they roll
Down
down
the
the
hill.
fucking hill.
Yeah, that's afterwards.
And he
does the-
fucking smashes her
he's,
face
like,
in the
rubbing it
snow.
in. Yeah, then he rises up and does the little laughter
That was
and
fucking
shit.
hilarious.
Yeah, dude. I love the fuck out of that, dude.
And then Lloyd sees Harry dropping Mary off at her house.
And then
Oh,
he starts fucking gagging right there, which
It's like the meme of the century.
cracks me up.
Every time. Dude, nobody is better at physical humor than Jim
Oh,
Carrey.
fuck, dude.
If you say there is this one, you're wrong. I don't even care. It's not even an opinion, dude. It's so
if Chris
effortless.
Kattan's career would have blown up.
I still can't go there, but he should have blown up more. 100%. Chris Kattan's the man.
Well,
Chris
That's a whole nother
Kattan's
story.
the
it's his
man.
fault why I didn't know.
But yeah, so Lloyd now knows Harry's kind of cheating on him, if you want to put it that way. So they're back at the hotel, and like Harry's
10 a.m. 10
Yeah.
in the morning.
Harry's like, maybe it was 10 p.m. What were we thinking? 10 a.m. Like playing along with
10
it,
in the morning.
and Lloyd's just going along, and then
He dumps like the whole bottle of
Yeah,
laxative
he's
in
like
that
he's
tea.
even calling out like only one sip or whatever. What's he say? Like one cup for
One-
instant
yeah.
diarrhea.
But
or
that
whatever he
walk on the way to the kitchen though, where he's like doing this number, just like all confident in himself. He's like,
He's like- said. And he just starts dumping it, dude. And God Almighty, dude. Like I was telling y'all before the podcast, I'm not like I like gross out humor, but at the same time, like just like poop humor, just for the sake of being poop humor, where there's not really anything funny behind it other than it's just poop. Like, oh, I farted, or like, look at this shit. That shit doesn't make me laugh. But this one almost feels like that, and it is
Dude.
just hilarious.
His facial
Yeah,
expressions
when he's in
make
the
it.
car and his eyes light up. I'm telling you, dude, and it's the sound design again. You can go back to old dude down with the gargle noise. He was like when he passed on. The sound design in this movie is so top notch, from music, score, every last bit of the soundtrack to this, dude. When he's in the house and he takes like one step, he doesn't just like walk and like, oh, I kind of hurt. He like goes like stern as fuck out of nowhere, and you hear that noise like,
We've all been there.
yeah, and he just stopped on a dime like, I'm in trouble, and I'm on a date.
Have you ever shit your pants?
I have for sure.
When's the last time you shit your pants?
2 weeks ago.
3
I
years
don't know.
ago.
Been a couple years.
Are we talking sharts?
like just
or-
a shard? Or did you full blown shit?
Straight
That's
shit
a
in my
Monday
pants.
Mayhem.
Yeah, we'll keep it a
Okay.
Monday Mayhem.
But the bad thing is he lights up this toilet
Dude,
big time.
destroys
And Mary
it.
comes by and is like, I hope you're not using the toilet. It's broken. Like,
the
dude,
look on
your
his
heart
face.
would sink. You'd be like, oh
and
my
what
gosh.
happened? That music played. It was like, "Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun," and the music was perfect as it like zoomed into his eyes, and then that music was playing.
Dude, I'm like
Music.
hitting a bunch of Monday Mayhem shit. 'Cause
Perfection.
something like that happened to me.
What? You shitting on a date?
Something like that, but it's
Oh,
Monday
God.
Mayhem territory, I guess.
Write it down so you don't forget.
We'll leave that.
You're wanting to hear it, aren't you?
We'll leave it.
You're
But
wanting
yeah,
to hear it.
and the
aren't
bag's
you?
like, I'm just.
I'll hear it eventually.
I'm shaving. I'm brushing my teeth.
Yeah,
all
she comes
that.
back like multiple times, and he's always doing something different
Yeah.
every time she
And
comes back.
what kills me out about it every time is like everybody's had to fix a toilet at some point. Like there's at least everybody's had a moment where they take that lid off and they're like, all right, I'm just gonna
fuck is
do
going
Just
on?
pulling levers and
Like,
stuff.
You don't know. You have no idea what you're doing.
Like,
Don't
how does
act
a
like you
balloon
do.
work?
You're just kind of like, what does this do? And he kind of grabs the black thing that we've all been like, this has to do something. He's just like, what the fuck?
Just throws
He
it.
just tosses it. That's kind of how you feel, dude.
I like it.
And-
The extreme he goes. He's like so panicked. He unscrews the whole toilet.
whole
Yeah, see, now
toilet.
that is an unrated cut.
I'm
only
glad
thing.
that's in there because that's
And he
hilarious.
that's fine.
dumped it out the window.
Like, how did he even do
You
that
can hear
without
it,
tools?
Too, like hear the shit hitting the roof.
You imagine
Yeah.
there's a lady under that?
And
Like,
then while this is happening, Lloyd comes to tell Mary, "Hey, I found your suitcase. Let's go back to my place and get it."
Yeah.
And then that's when,
I gotta leave.
yeah, she has to leave. So she rides on the
We
bike
talk
with
about him
Lloyd.
going like, ha ha ha. Like he was going full
Yeah.
on Joker mode, dying laughing, going down the street because he knew he fucked everything up.
When then Mary put her arms around Lloyd, and Lloyd's like feeling on the top of the world.
You remember my name? And then they have the fucking like Dateline type shit about the kid getting the fucking the
the dead,
yeah,
the
Polly,
bird.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, I just thought he was quiet. Like, and she's like, who are these people? And one of them's on the shitter, and the other one's at her front door.
Then they go back to the hotel, and Mary's in the bathroom, and Lloyd's like getting all this courage to tell Mary like, "Hey, I love you. Like, you're the one for me." And she
Yeah.
comes out, and he's like, "I want to make love to those little schoolboys."
Yeah, he
And she's
says
like-
the
He's
whole he says the whole speech perfectly
Yeah.
while she's in the bathroom.
It made
And
me
then
feel like
the
a schoolboy
second-
again.
The second she comes out, he fumbles it all and like mixes it all.
And she's
up.
like, "What?" He's like, "I didn't mean that." And he's like, "What are the chances a girl like you, or a guy like
like
you and a
me.
girl like me can get together?"
Yeah, he says
Yeah,
it
She's
backwards.
like, and he's like, 1 in 100. And she's like, more like 1 in a million. And then he's
That had
like,
to be crushing.
so you're telling me there's a chance? And then this is like a really funny part.
Yeah.
They hear a knock on the door, and they go and they was like, I got some news on your husband. And Lloyd hears that, and he's like, wait a minute, what was all that 1 in a million talk?
I love that shit. That's so fucking great.
So this
dude.
is when the FBI agent.
Well, yeah, she runs into, well,
She runs into Harry.
Yeah, Harry's
Yeah,
going upstairs
Harry.
like, "What are you doing here?"
yeah,
And
that's
it's like,
yeah,
like you never called, Harry.
yeah.
That kind of thing.
Well,
And then Harry walks into the room. The guy has Harry, Lloyd, and Mary at gunpoint while they're on the bed, and they're just fighting.
back
Harry and
forth,
Lloyd
trying
are.
to kick each other.
Yeah, like, kiss my ass. You kiss my ass, both lips.
Going crazy.
And then the gunman's like ordering a flight. He's like, "Can I get a flight to Amsterdam?" Like,
Do we even
next
talk?
day?
We talked about
He's
the
like
IOUs kind of.
vegetarian.
yeah.
Oh yeah, the guy's like, they're like, "Here's the suitcase," and he's like, he's like, "Open it," pointing the gun at him. He opens it. He's like, "It's a bunch of IOUs."
nothing.
Yeah, he's like, "That's a
IOUs.
Corvette or something.
he's-
That's a good one. You might want to hang on to that."
He's like, "That's 275,000. Might want to hold on to that one."
I'd be so fucking mad, dude.
Oh.
He's like, "What is this?" That was so fucking.
Yeah, they
good.
hold him at gunpoint,
Dude,
and then they're fighting, and then he's like, I'm gonna kill one of y'all," and Lloyd's like, "Kill me." He's like, "I'm sorry, I took your girl, Miss Fletcher or whatever her name is, Frida Fletcher."
Freda Felcher.
Freda Felcher, and he's like, "Go ahead, shoot me first." And he leans forward, like puts his head up to
Yeah.
and then
Go on, do it.
yeah, and then Harry jumps up. He's like, "No, kill me!" And Lloyd's like, "No," and he's like, "Listen, man, me and Mary had the best night of our best. I had the best day of my life yesterday. We went skiing. We built a snowman. She touched my leg, and Lloyd's like, "Okay, kill him." That made me laugh out loud, and I don't do that when I'm watching a comedy movie
Here's
by
what's
myself.
fucked up about it too. Can you imagine being Harry in that scene? Like you're like I would have been like, I fucking pile drived her,
Yeah.
Lloyd. Like I would have came straight out. Cause you imagine be like, no, Lloyd, you don't understand. He needs to shoot me because I have a bulletproof vest, but he can't say that. You know he's got to be tripping like, no.
And he's like, "This will get him." She touched my leg.
And he probably was gonna go even further. You know, he was like building it up, but that's all it took for Lloyd.
He's like, "Kill my friend." He freaking my dream girl touched his leg.
You bastard.
Oh
He's
yeah,
like, okay,
and
it's all
then-
good because soon you will join him or whatever.
Yeah.
And he comes up.
yeah, he misses every shot.
He's like, you're
Every
alive.
shot.
And you're a terrible shot.
And
then-
then the FBI agent comes in or whatever, and I think Lloyd says something about he sees he has a vest on. He's like, well, what if they shot you in the head?
Yeah, what if they shot you in the
And
face?
the
Yeah, what if
FBI
they
did.
shot you in the face?
Like that's a risk we were willing to take.
Yeah.
And the look on his face is like, oh shit, I didn't think of that.
Like, fuck. I was
that
in
was
it
hilarious.
deep, dude. And then, of course,
Yeah,
she's got the husband.
yeah, they reunite, and then that's whenever
Should have came again like, what was that? 1 in a million.
that's when Lloyd has that like little vision of him just running up and killing the husband.
I remember
in
being a
front of
little
everybody.
kid and always thinking that was really going down. But now
Yeah.
when you watch it, there's not even bullet holes when he's shooting them. It's
Oh.
just blank. That's so fucking great. He's over there shaking his hand, just like holding it real tight. Like, yeah.
Yeah, so Mary's reunited with her husband, and Harry and Lloyd got to go back to their home and wherever they're from.
Rhode Island, right? Or
That sound-
somewhere
that
like
sounds
super
good.
east.
Probably the
I
Northeast.
don't know. Rhode Island was where he was in Me,
Me,
Myself, and Irene,
Yeah.
sir. I
Which
know
is
that. Which it might be in both. but
Y'all
I
want
don't
to
know.
talk
Pretty
about
sure
the
he was
scene where they're on
Providence
their,
is
when
I
they're
think
just
they're from.
walking on the road back home?
Yes, that was
Yeah, we're
one
gonna
of the
talk
funniest-
about
Someone-
the bus stopping, looking for two
the bikini.
two
bikini
nice
tour
guys
bus.
to oil them up everywhere they go, and they stop. They're like, oh yeah, there's 2 guys this way. You probably go that way, whatever. They come back around, and I know we're like, Harry, do you realize what you've just done? And takes off. He's like, hey, flags them down. You're like, finally, they're on
They're gonna get
track.
their dues.
And he's like, I'm sorry. My friend's a little slow. It's back that way. And the next thing you know, they're like, okay. Like they even kind of look at him.
It's like the whole bus of women is just staring at him.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They're
what?
like,
What is
get
wrong
on
with
the
you all?
bus.
Even Harry's like, I know. Lloyd's like just looking in the distance.
Yeah, the
like,
bus
man,
turns
two
around.
guys are gonna get a great chance to just oil down them babes or whatever. And Harry's just like, it's okay, Lloyd. One day we'll get our chance too. We just gotta keep our eyes open.
Such a great ending.
In the
Ended on a
perfect
great
way.
ending, yeah.
Them just walking like, you're it. Back to that shit again, dude.
And then you
Movie's
see him
fucking
20
fantastic.
years later.
Another good song. And then of course we had to end it on one last dumb note. We had the Who Was Dumber. I was thinking about bringing that up for last. We already kind of covered it. But who is the funnier of the two, though? This is the toughest question for
Lloyd.
me. Lloyd, for you?
Yeah, it's got to be Lloyd.
Yeah, I'd have to say Lloyd. I would.
This,
Because you'd have to think about if, like,
this is
if
a wreck.
each person, if this was a movie about individual, like if it was a movie about Harry or a movie about Lloyd, I think the movie about Lloyd would be way funnier than Harry.
It's true, but at the
Yeah.
same time, like, God, dude, Harry was so great because he
He
had
definitely
the
has his
lines that
moments.
bounce. That's not even. It's so even to me. It's not even close.
I wouldn't call it even.
Here's my thing. When I growing up, I thought I was like Jim Carrey because I was like the Jim Carrey guy, clearly the best. And then out of nowhere, I grew up and I was like, actually, dude, there's so many like lines. Like I think you could almost argue, if not better lines, come from Harry. Like he has got so many fucking quotable, amazing lines in this movie where I'm like, I think it's actually Harry. But then
Lloyd.
here recently, I've kind of felt like I kind of over calibrated where I was like, I feel like I was so unfair to Harry that I jumped on the Harry bandwagon too much to where now it's like right down the middle. But I can see where you're coming from with that, where like if you had a single movie, Lloyd would definitely be the guy. because Harry's jokes almost come off of what Lloyd does a lot of the time.
Yeah, can you
Their
imagine
responses.
too? Like a movie about Harry would be hilarious, but he would find his way through shit. A movie about Lloyd, dude, it's
The
going to be
mayhem.
chaos.
It's-
It's straight chaos.
It's dead even to me. Jim Carrey is how great is he? But I'm gonna give it to Harry just for the sake of being a little different here, because it really is like split down the middle. And I hate how much I was like, it's definitely Jim Carrey, it's definitely Jim Carrey. And I've grown up and just heard all those lines and everything he's done. I mean, Harry is so fucking funny. It's almost like undervalued because people think Jim Carrey vehicle right away. Harry was the yin to his yang in the ultimate way. And not saying y'all aren't saying that, but it's almost dead even down the middle. Jeff Daniels matched him like every step of the way. That's
All right.
crazy.
We ready for scores? Tyler, you want to start? Would you score it?
Well, I always gotta start.
You don't.
He's
I think
already-
I started the last one.
I
No,
gave
you didn't you?
Dumb and Dumber 8.6.
He's already thinking about
Mm.
like upping a score and shit. Like, no, we talked about it with some friends.
I went from 8.5 to 8.6.
He
Yeah,
raised
had
both his fucking scores by 0.1.
Yeah.
Peer
This,
pressure.
I mean, this movie's great. It holds up great. Such a funny classic comedy. And an 8.6 is a great rating. It's just hard for me to like give like a comedy movie higher than like a 9.
Same.
I mean,
I totally feel that, but in the same breath, I give it a 9.3. This movie
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
fucking
and I
hilarious.
completely understand
I'm
that.
the
If
same way.
there's a movie you're gonna give above a 9, this has to be one
It'd
of
be
them.
one
I
of
feel
There's
those.
like.
not many.
This movie is fucking hilarious, and like I kind of mentioned before, like I haven't seen this movie in probably 7-10
You
years.
start watching it yearly.
Like
now?
it's been a long time, and I kind of forgot exactly how fucking funny it was.
Me
Like
too.
there wasn't a 10-minute span where I didn't chuckle or laugh or think, "Oh, that was funny." Like the whole movie's fucking hilarious. 9.3. It's one of my favorite.
Yeah, every
comedies.
scene has some comedy in it, and it's great.
I'm the same way though. As much as I love comedies, I don't like to hype them up because there's not as much to them in a weird way, even if there is.
Not a lot of substance usually.
Yeah,
to
but this it knocks it out of the fucking park. Want me to hit it? Okay, I'm also on the 9.3 bandwagon.
Hmm.
And sometimes I wonder if it maybe should be higher. I don't know, but
Dude, I'm the same way. I was like, should I go 9.5?
yeah, like it's tough. It really is. But I got it at 9.3. I can safely say this is one of my favorite comedies. And if we ever do the top 50 comedies, top 50 action, top 50 drama, top 50 horror, or top 50 just in general, whatever the fuck we decide to do eventually, be looking out for how high this is because it will definitely be up there. But I mean, it's a perfection comedy that was already great when I was younger. But what makes it also so special is a lot of the dumb things in the movie go right over your head because, quite honestly, not you being at fault, you're just young. So you're dumb at that moment when you see it. If you're a 90s baby like me, I was born in 91. A lot of these guys, at least, are around that age range. And we're seeing it when we're like 5 or 6. I know Josh being in my family. I remember watching it with him when I was like 5 or 6. He might have been like 4. I remember us laughing at it, but we didn't.
We didn't even understand.
Yeah, we
what
didn't
were
know. We don't
laughing
know what
at.
the fuck we're laughing at. Like we were laughing at the stupid, physical humor, like Jim Carrey flipping, like I'm a limo driver, like falling. But we were missing the stuff that was like that. John Denver is full of shit, man. Like we don't know the fuck John Denver is. We're fucking 6 years old. So there's a lot of things that go right over your head, and that's what's so special about this movie is it's already funny as is, as a chemistry and what it is. But when you get older, you get to peel that back a little bit, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe so much of this went over my head. But don't feel too stupid because you were that young, man. At least if you're like us. And it's so fucking good. Love Dumb and Dumber. Ultimate classic right there.
Your time to shine, Rodney.
Rodney, hit him with it.
I think the humor of this movie holds up excellent.
It's crazy.
Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels is such a surprising, well chemistry like duo. It's amazing. I'm with you all. I give it a 9.0. 9 on the dot. It's
Nine's a
hard.
great
It's
score
hard
for
to
you.
like because I want so badly to put it at a 0.5, but it's just to be a 9.5 would be I don't know what's missing in it, but there's something missing to me to where I can't get it.
You don't want to meet in the middle somewhere, like a 9.1, 9.2, 9.3, 9.4?
I mean, if I were to do that, it'd probably be about a 3, 9.2 or 3.
Join the
If you
club.
Dude,
Join the club.
And now I was on the same bandwidth as you, where I like to go 0 to 5 to 0, but we've switched it. Josh and Tyler wanted to do that. I'm game. You know, we split it up. Podcast, not the biggest deal. So we don't have to be strictly down the middle at 9.0 or 0.5 anymore. Do we have?
Yeah, have you been here for the last 20?
Yeah, like do you only do
20
0.0 or
maybe?
0.5?
Have you been doing that?
Because I feel like you've been doing
No,
that.
we can.
I
You
haven't
can
done
do
any-
any rating.
See,
Your
now,
mic's
don't-
right here.
Now I'm talking right now. I'm on the same wavelength. I'm the one that made that guideline, and I'm glad you're on the same guideline as that. But it's not like the biggest.
But we
deal.
haven't been on that guideline.
Yeah,
for
I'm
like
willing to succumb to that.
5 months.
So
it's just I don't know, the 1, 2, 3, and 4 is like, well, how do you justify a 2 or a 3 or a 4?
it's hard. Right? Like I feel like you should just round up. That's my thought.
No, we're
process
keeping
on
it.
Look, guys, we're changing.
It's
it.
over.
We're talking
Tyler,
about
plug the Instagram.
Like, oh, okay.
No, we're good. But
and-
join to the party.
Instagram,
Rodney,
the official
might as
box
well.
office banner. Follow us there. Facebook's box office banner movies. Join the group. We're over 1,000.
Oh.
Thank you guys. Invite your friends.
Where is this at?
YouTube box office banter. Every video we make goes up there. And Spotify, the official box office banner. Listen to us anytime, anywhere. Thank you.